Welcome back to the Ed Show. I admit it. I've been a little tough with the president. I want things done. You do too if you're a good lefty. It's called tough love. Now, I know if we can learn some lessons as to what happened last night and deliver on change, we won't be here a year from now saying, gosh, why did we do that? Look, the Republicans, they're still the Republicans. They still favor the top 2%. They still favor the corporations. They don't do anything for the wage earners. They're anti-union. You can go down the list, and oh, by the way, as far as their health care bill proposal is concerned, they still want to deal with pre-existing conditions and leave that system the way it is for people who are in this country that can't get insurance. That's morally wrong. All of that, the silver lining of last night. Joining me now is Eliot Spitzer, former New York governor and state attorney general. Great to have you with us.
Ed, thank you for inviting me.
You know New York. What happened in 23?
Well, 23 proved and established the good news that comes out of last night. Yes, the public was angry at incumbents. John Corzine felt that. Michael Bloomberg felt that. Everybody, regardless of party, felt it. But we had one straight-up debate last night about whose agenda do you want to embrace, the Democratic agenda or the right-wing agenda of Sarah Palin. And a conservative Republican district said, we are going with the Democrats. This was a district that should have been perfect for Sarah Palin and the Republican Party, and the voters said no. They said, we care about jobs, we care about our economic future, we care about credit going to small businesses, we care about being dealt with fairly. That's why we are electing a Democrat to the Congress, not the Sarah Palin who came in thinking that she would have this opportunity to project to the nation her power on right-wing agenda issues. She failed.
What about New Jersey and Virginia in connection to the White House, if there is any at all? What about that?
Well, there's a lesson here, which is the public is dissatisfied. It is angry. Incumbents at every executive level, county executives, mayors, governors felt it. The lesson for the White House is explain what we're doing and why, and begin to do it quickly. The public needs to see the arc of this story. The public needs to hear the narrative that we are about to change the system. And frankly, I'm with you, Ed. I've been very tough on this White House. So far, it has been continuity you can believe in when it comes to Wall Street. We have bailed out the big banks. We have not insisted the credit be extended to small and medium-sized businesses. People are being laid off. Goldman gets its bailout. Trades on the floor, makes money, doesn't help the economy.
We got some numbers coming out on Friday. There's a lot of anticipation that they won't be good. What should this administration do to create jobs? What should the Republicans do to create jobs? I mean, we're all in this mess together.
The professor on earlier in the show hit, and you've been hitting on the critical issues. One, credit to small and medium-sized businesses that will permit companies, small businesses to borrow, which means the small and medium-sized local banks, many of which have been going bust because they still have bad mortgages on the books. We haven't dealt with that issue of bad mortgages at the smaller companies. We bailed out Goldman, not the small community banks. We need to make sure we clean that up so they can lend, and we need to deal with a foreign exchange debacle where we have not yet looked the Chinese government in the eye and say we are still running enormous deficits, and we know you're playing games with the currency markets. That can't continue.
And of course the trade deals that are out there, I don't know, that's the next big lift, I think, for the Obama administration.
We need to get demand back into our economy and get people buying. If you looked at the list of auto company results for the last month, Kia and Hyundai were up 40%. Chrysler was down 30%. That is not going to carry us forward. We need to produce things here. That means not putting our domestic manufacturers at a disadvantage because of healthcare costs, which is why we need reform, and also currency valuations, which are being maintained falsely.
Eliot Spitzer, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Ed.
Please come back.